Hello, everyone, and welcome to our second episode of Crits and Knits. Yay! As I smash my microphone. Like, it's been a week. It's only Wednesday, and I thought it was Friday for about 3 hours this afternoon, and I was really sad to realize I had to go back to work tomorrow. But hi, hopefully everyone can hear us. I'm looking at my audio levels, and it looks like you can probably hear me. So if you can't, I guess flail or something. Um, We'll start with our basic introductions. I am Danny, she, her, and I will be your DM when we actually get to playing, but for now, I'm just another knitter. Who wants to go next?
Oh,
No one else is
hi.
paying it.
I'm Ernest, he, him, and I play Erasmus, and I am also a terrible knitter who has cats. Wow, I have so many cats. Why did I do this?
They do that. They make you love them.
We foster cats in this house, and I currently am at least the temporary owner of 11-ish cats.
Yeah, they do that. They sneak up on you.
How does that go with the knitting?
Well, I didn't say, but when you asked me if I had something to put on Instagram, it's because my favorite cat, Alphonse, who's the old man, he's really old. I don't know how old he is, but he ran away with my knitting, and
Oh,
so he said, "Ooh, what's this?" And he grabbed it, and he just kind of went, "Meow," and I went, "Damn it, Al!" And then when I finally caught him, he had gotten into a tussle, maybe by way of a litter box.
oh no.
It was a whole thing. So here we are.
Okay, so knitting and cats, maybe not the best combination.
So I decided to only knit in the basement where the cats aren't allowed now.
All right. Who's next?
I'll go. I'm E. My pronouns are they, them. I have a dog who's shedding right now, so I understand the struggle.
Dog hair everywhere.
She's a big girl, but she was sitting in my lap today, so I just put a towel over her butt, and so I could knit with her in my lap and not get hair all up in it. I mean, it's for me anyway, so it's not like I'm gonna mind, but
still.
Yeah. I was we'll come to why I was using my yarn winder later, but I was winding a ball today off of another ball, and it had rolled onto the floor, and she was focused on where it was going, and she went to go pick it up, and I'm like, no. And she's like, oh, okay, I'll just watch.
Aw. All right then.
That's adorable.
It
is. Finish that row. Hi, I'm Tiana, she, her. I'm still working on pretty much exactly the same thing that I was last week, which is my practice things, because this has been the 2 weeks from hell. So lots of great things have gotten done. I'm very pleased with how things have been going. I am also about this much awake. I have a great deal of very strong tea right next to me.
All right. Sometimes that's what it takes. Have you had any cat incidents with your knitting?
Not really. I've actually tried dangling the yarn in front of my cats, and they're kind of bad at it, but otherwise they just generally kind of ignore it. I leave it out on the desk that's in my room, and they'll curl up on the pillow that's next to it. But generally, unless they really want to screw with me, they just ignore it. It's kind of fun.
Nice. Yeah, I am lucky that my dogs don't seem to care at all. I've been knitting around them since they were puppies, though, and I think that helps.
Probably.
Molly will just let me drape whatever I'm working on over her. There's yarn just running across her back. She doesn't care. She wants to be in my lap with or without the knitting, so she learns to put up with it. So we are all working on stuff. Kino Knits is our very first featured designer. We've all been picking out patterns from her, and I don't know about you guys, but mine's going okay. Am I the only one who's not having problems? Might
I
be.
mean, you're also the most. I mean, second most, the most knitting here, like knitting experience here.
Yeah, I've been. I did the math, and it's almost 30 years I've been knitting. So yeah, there's some experience
Wow.
there. I know, right? How could I have been doing anything for 30 years? This is sucks.
Knitting privilege.
Uh,
Yeah, I'm going to refrain from making any comparison comments because, as Ezra likes to say, we don't like this game.
yeah, but it, it, I I made an error this week. I'm going to call it an error because it had me paying attention to things that I didn't want to pay attention to, and now I know stuff that I didn't really want to know. I thought it would be fun to make a reel
Uh-oh.
for Instagram. I don't know if any of you saw what I did.
What
I
did you
pulled
do?
out all of my works in progress, and I thought that's what I'll do. I'll use that the I don't have a problem sound, where it's just the person I don't
Don't
have a
have a
problem.
problem. I
I
don't
don't
have a
have a
problem.
problem. Yeah, so I used that sound, and I edited together a video of me just sort of tossing all of my whips into a pile, and it kept going and going, and I have 18 works in progress in that video. And then I found two more blankets in the closet, two more designs that are sitting somewhere safe so they don't get knocked over, and I just signed up for two test knits.
And I know things now, many wonderful things that I didn't know before.
Yeah, yeah, I have made choices in my life. I have made choices, and I'm living with those
Consequence,
choices.
consequence, consequence. I don't want no consequences chasing me right now.
Yes.
Yep. On the bright side, that did prompt me to finish a pair of socks, which I completely
Hey,
forgot to bring down here because they are still upstairs. But
small victories.
You know,
yes,
we take those.
it is one of the 18 projects now off the needles. And
Hey,
I put another one into my purse. So I have purse knitting that maybe I will work on at some point. Maybe. I've got a webinar
Cool.
later this week at work. So
Oh, hey.
I can knit while I listen and occasionally take notes, although I don't usually take notes during webinars because I can just go back and rewatch them later if I need to.
Yeah, that's at least knitting will give you something marginally useful to do. I sit and play stupid mobile games.
I find I pay less attention if I'm playing a game than if I'm knitting. But I think that's probably part of the whole. I've been knitting many years, and so my hands just do the thing. But
When I'm watching a webinar, I have to have something in my hands to keep me engaged. Like not like something I have to like look at, but I have to have something like like a Rubik's cube, a fidget
mhm.
toy, something just to keep me engaged. Especially this week, doctor rolled up and said, "Hey, Ernest, did you know? I think you should just do no caffeine." And I'm like,
Record scratch sound.
No.
so yeah, this is day 2 of the no caffeine boogaloo.
How
And
you doing?
Ooh.
well, different, different. Yeah, we'll say different.
Have you started having caffeine headaches?
Um, I had one today, like earlier, and it decided to go away, which I'm very thankful for, but I don't like it.
Mm-mm. Nope.
Nope.
Stop drinking caffeine. Does he know what kind of world we live in?
Yeah.
Touch with reality.
Well, I want to show you guys what I've got so far. So I'm
Yee.
working on
ooh,
the Cape Town Protea. It's a shawl, and I got past the lace section. So this was the charted lace section, and everything else is going to be just plain garter, so I don't actually have to like look at it or read a chart. But I really like this little sort of lotus flower.
That's really pretty.
Yeah, and I'm really enjoying how the yarn is turning out. This was Handspun from Highland Handmaids. That was the name of the dyer. I don't think she's dyeing anymore. I'm
I mean,
enjoying
that's
it.
probably good. Yeah. So.
I'm glad that you went there with that joke too.
Oh man, yes.
Gotta get on with living, man.
Yep, yep. But yeah, that is the Cape Town Protea from Kino Knits, who again is our featured designer. And if you are a knitter and you want to get any of her patterns, including the Cape Town Protea, you can get them for 25% off on her Ravelry store or her website, kinoknits.com, using the code crits and knits, all written out. That'll get you 25% off. So who else wants to talk about what they're working on? I know we've got at least one story.
I had a disaster today. It was
Oh,
going well until I'm doing Up Next by Kino Knits, which is a sock pattern. I wasn't super pleased with the yarn I'd chosen, but I was like, I've committed.
right,
I'm
right.
just going to do this. And I somehow gained a stitch after turning the heel. I was like moving on to the instep. I was like, sweet, good deal. And I gained a stitch. I'm like, okay, I'll go back. I think I know where I picked this up. I'm going to go back to the heel and start again from there. And so I pulled it off my needles to rip back. And I was like, I better try this on. I better try this on just in case, because I have like sock trauma where I've made socks before and they don't fit.
Right.
And they were knee socks, so that's not something you can like just undo. So I could not get it on.
Oh no.
So I had to unrip the whole thing.
Oh.
And the pattern calls for 3 strands of yarn
Right.
to be held together to make a really cool like marled look. And so that was an ordeal to unwind.
Yeah.
And that's why I had my my yarn winder out, because I was like, this is a bad time. So now I am doing one of my least favorite things, which is making a swatch. And for those who don't know what a swatch is, you use it to figure out if you're using the right size needles that the pattern calls for, which I apparently was not. Either that or I selected the wrong size on the sock pattern. So here's what I have so far. This is from this afternoon. I elected to remove the superwash wool blend I had been using because it was just a little itchy, and I'm like, if I'm going to change, now's the time to do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So instead I'm going with 2 of the kind of rainbow yarns, and then I'm going to alternate between a white and a black.
Okay.
So I'm going to check my swatch now. I have my Knitter's Companion that my mom got me forever ago when I first started knitting. And in the very back, it has a needle and gauge thing. This is super handy when you find needles in like your grandma's stash of knitting needles, and you're like, what the size is this? And then here is where I can check my gauge. So according to Kino's pattern, it's supposed to be 22 stitches per 4 inches. So I'm going to check that now. My little chart here. And I know I cast on 26, and I have 2 garter on each side and then the stockinette in the middle. It's the right size.
Excellent.
So,
that's good.
So I think I chose the wrong size sock.
Oh.
Well, at least you know.
At least I know. And now I can rip out this ding dang swatch.
Yes, there you go.
The socks again.
So for those of us who are brand new knitters, why do you hate swatching so much? What about it is so like it looks like what I'm doing, just a bunch of straight knitting.
It is.
Because of that.
Because we just like to get to the fun part.
Because you're just going to rip it out.
Well, so not everyone does.
That's fair.
Keep them.
But I'm a recycler, so I'm like, I'm just gonna rip this out. Why am I doing this? And so
that's fair.
So now it's gonna turn into a sock again here shortly, hopefully.
Yay! So we like socks.
And we One of the fun things that has been happening this last couple of weeks is I've been going through a bunch of craft stashing with the woman who owns the house that I live in. I have obtained a lot of stuff because she's, as I'm sure several people here can relate to, she's a bit of a yarn snob.
Yeah,
I don't have that. I don't have that issue. You want to hand me acrylic yarn to play around with? I will use the acrylic yarn.
I'm with you there. I'm like an anti-yarn snob. I am like, this wool is too good for me. I am garbage. Give me the garbage to wear.
Sure.
The trash will be fine.
And one of the things that she handed me was she was making originally a crochet like children's jacket. So there was like 7 skeins of this beautiful dark green. It's acrylic, but it doesn't feel like plastic acrylic to me.
Right.
And I just have to pull out the bit that she already did because I'm not doing crochet.
Well, there you go.
I can barely figure out knitting, so I'm not going to try the devil's hook.
I haven't heard it called that, but you know, there are a lot of knitters who don't do the crochet, and a lot of crocheters who don't do the knitting, and that's fine.
I'm bistitual.
Yep. There is something to be said for going both ways.
You know,
As I say things out loud, I'm like, yep. No, I hear myself now.
Hey, Danny, you're not wrong.
But no, it's a really handy thing to be able to add like a cute crochet border to a knit project. Or one of my favorite things to do is on sweaters, like this one's not too bad because it has the collar picked up. But sometimes like a collar will start stretching out. And it's really great to pick up and just do a line of crochet along the back of the neck. And crochet is less stretchy than knit. And by just doing a single row across the back there, you keep it from stretching and the neckline getting gapier and gapier as you wear it throughout the day. And it's just, I don't know, I like having extra little things in my pocket like that. You know, being able to do like little bits of embroidery on a sweater is super cute, or on a scarf.
Yes, but Danny, we have established that you are a fiber witch.
I won't deny that. It's not worth it to try.
Like I don't know if you've ever read. Have you ever read Tamara Pierce's books?
I want to say I have a while ago. I don't think I have any in my library here.
There is a character in the Summer Sea series named Sandry who is a Stitch Witch.
Oh, fun! I'm going to have to read that.
You'll enjoy it, I think, because there's a lot of one of the things. So what Tamara Pierce did in that series was she was talking about the magic of the mundane. So in the Circle of Magic series, it's all about Briar is a green mage, Triss is a weather mage, Sandra is a Stitch Witch, and Daja is the Forge. But then you also meet people who do woodwork, who are kitchen witches, it's the little magics of the mundane of the household. And it's really cool. It's really well done. And then, there are these 4 kids who grow up together. There's some great queer representation in there. Because Tamara Pierce is, if you want fantasy and you don't want to deal with J.K. Rowling's bullshit, look up Tamara Pierce. She is actively an ally. She has gone back and been like, Alana, who was a character that was written the year that I was born. She's like, I didn't have the words for it then, but Alana is gender fluid. Okay. I have the words for it now.
I read those forever ago.
Yes, Alana's gender fluid.
So happy.
Yes, she came out on Twitter and said that because she's like, I didn't have the words for it then because it was 30 odd years ago.
Yeah.
Right.
We didn't have that term then, but now that I know the term, yeah, Alana's gender fluid.
That's very cool.
So yeah, PSA for the day. If you want good fantasy and you don't want to deal with J.K. Rowling, Tamara Pierce is a fantastic author.
Good to know. Good to know. Yeah, I'm always up for more good books to read. Not that I have a lot of time to read these days, but that's fine. Well, no, that's not true. I've been making a point of every day on my lunch break, I get an hour. And the first 30 minutes, I set a timer because if I don't have a timer, I'm just going to get distracted with what I'm doing and work right through everything. But my first 30 minutes of lunch, I eat and I read. And then the second 30 minutes I write because I need to get these stories out of my head. So, there's time built into my day for reading every day, which is nice. I like it. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, anything else in the world of knitting for anyone? Any plans coming up? Any challenges that you've run into? No?
Ernest, you're muted.
Ah, the joys of technology.
Indeed. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Did a battery die somewhere? Did a cat eat a cable? Wait, no, cats aren't allowed down there.
Probably for that very reason. Yeah, some of my cords have cord protectors on them specifically because my adorable little fuzzy-footed angels would chew on them.
Yeah, we don't like that. I'm glad that my dogs don't tend to chew cables. In fact, they've been pretty good about not chewing anything for quite some time.
That's
They
good.
got the chairs of the dining room set for a little while when they were puppies. And even now, I like using TV trays to hold my knitting or hold like the yarn and bits, not necessarily the knitting itself. And one of the girls, Hershey, likes to just lick the leg of the TV tray. I don't know why. I don't know what's on there. But
Hershey's very special.
she is. She is my fluffy special girl.
Maybe it's a texture thing.
Maybe. I have the wrong friggin' screen up, guys.
Oh.
We're gonna.
Oh.
I just realized that. There we go.
Okay.
Oh, it's fine.
Everything's
Okay,
fine.
so people can hear me now. Good.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, I think the ladies at the knitting store adopted me. I was looking at Kino's pattern and I realized that I had the wrong needles for it. I have these these number 5 needles, but the gloves actually call for this.
The double points.
Yeah, so I've been doing some more practicing myself with these number 5s before I even mess with this.
Gotcha.
This looks like some kind of arcane device.
See, I started on circulars and now struggle with straights because they're so long.
Yeah.
I too struggle with the straights.
Yep.
Couldn't resist. Couldn't pay me enough to resist.
Nor should you have.
No.
When I was learning, I learned on the big long straight needles because that's what Grandma used, and I was a kid when I was learning, and I'm not big now, but I was even smaller when I was little. That sounds so dumb. Oh, Danny needs more caffeine or a nap or something. But when I was little, I was little. But the needles were as long as my arm.
Oh.
And I learned when I was learning to knit, I would actually sit cross-legged and have the ends of the needles in the bend of my knee. So I would support the needles in my knees. It was weird, but apparently that is not too different from, is it Portuguese? There's a style of knitting where they support their needles like in the crook of their elbow.
Yeah.
I discovered a thing this week that I did not. So when I knit, let's see if I can, I don't know if I can show you, but I keep my fingers like super close to the tips of the needles.
I do that too.
And I thought that the way I was doing it was just, I don't know if I was just the continental picking method, but apparently being choked up this much is Norwegian knitting. And there's a special way to do the pearls in Norwegian knitting that I looked at. I fell down a YouTube hole of knitting. I don't even remember how it
As you
started,
do.
but it happened. I think it was because I was trying to find a faster way to purl because purling is not my favorite. And I came across the Norwegian technique. So I've been teaching myself how to Norwegian purl this week.
Oh,
Because why not? Because if my fingers are already doing the thing that I need to for the knitting, might as well
It
try,
should be
right?
an easy step.
Yeah. So it wasn't bad. I don't know that it was any faster, but then again, I've only been doing it for a couple of days, so
What I mean, I was just watching you mesmerized with how fast you do that.
Right.
I did win a competition once for fastest knitter at a retreat.
I
won a ball of
completely
yarn.
believe it. Was it a good ball of yarn? Was it
It
like
was.
alpaca or kiviot?
It was a Regia self-striping. So
Ooh.
very fancy self-striping yarn. I liked it.
Yeah, that was definitely the fanciest yarn that I ran across this last couple of weeks. Was a skein of kiviot.
which is
Yeah.
muskox.
It is.
And it is not cheap.
Ooh.
No.
Have you tried brushing a muskox? It's not easy.
True enough. Because that stuff is gathered.
Yeah, the traditional way of gathering it is following behind the muskox and picking it off of the vegetation.
Yeah, you're not going to get a lot of that really quickly. So there's a
It was so lovely though. Like
Oh,
it
yeah.
felt it felt like I don't even know how to describe it. It felt like silk in yarn form.
Yeah, it feels so nice. It's just so floofy, like knitting a cloud. Well, I do have just two other little administrative things to take care of before we switch over. The first thing that we're all pretty excited about is we just launched a Kickstarter for Goosecon 2022.
Honk, honk.
Yeah.
Honk honk, baby! Got the geese that are going to come along with me. Yeah, got to have our buddies. But
With a paring knife in their mouths.
yes, it's important.
Because peace was never an option.
We are all about the chaos around here. Yep. Um, so yeah, if you are interested in coming to Goosecon 2022, it's going to be October 7th through 9th in Cincinnati, Ohio. Making sure I have the right words in my head. Yes, Cincinnati, Ohio.
Adam
We've got
kindly just dropped it in the chat as well.
excellent. Thank you, Adam. I appreciate that. The Kickstarter launched yesterday, and we're already almost a quarter of the way to our minimum goal, which is great. So once we hit that baseline goal, we're going forward with the convention, which is exciting. Our stretch goals include things like getting Gerundu over here from across the pond. So we're going to get to see them in person, which
Oh my
is
god!
just the best thing ever. So if you want to support us,
And then he will realize just how short all of us are.
I know, right?
Oh, is he really tall?
He's not like really tall. He's a normal sized human male, but you
Yeah.
know, I think he forgets how much shorter than he.
Oh, are you
all the rest-
too small?
Yes.
Danny's a little bit shorter than I am, but
Yeah.
I'm 5'3.5". So
Oh, I'm 5'7".
Yeah, I'm a.
yeah.
Are you a short king?
No, I'm 6'6".
Oh my goodness.
the
Good
other
for you.
direction?
Yeah, when I met DB this summer, I looked at her and said, "You're tall." I
Yes,
should probably said hello first, but no,
she is very tall.
she is, and yeah, from down here, even taller. I mean,
That's what she
I
said.
should. Oh, yep. But in any case, check out the Goosecon 2022 on Kickstarter. We've got a link in the chat there, so you can go find it.
Is it
And
me or did everyone go?
oh, it's
That's you.
Oh, okay.
There you go. You're back.
I'm back.
You're back. It's good. So yeah, check us out. There are lots of different ways to support us, from getting just a pass to get in to sponsoring a table. If you are a company that wants to do that sort of thing, you can. There's just all sorts of options. It's cool. Let me make sure I've got my other stuff here. Yeah, there's going to be an open gaming library with tons of board games. So if you're into board games, we're going to have apparently every game ever made. It sounds like we've got all of the games available.
I've seen pictures of the libraries. I believe it.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about this past summer when I went to visit. We played games all night, every night, and didn't. We only duplicated the ones that we really liked and the ones that bruised my ribs. Those were fun. I'll play that again. I can't even remember what it's called.
What?
That the Taco Cat game.
The ones you really like and the ones that bruise your ribs because they're different.
Well, okay, no, I like the ones that bruise my ribs. It's fine. We're going to have some live podcasts. We're going to have panels. We're going to have vendors. And yeah, there's just all sorts of cool stuff coming. So stop by, swing by, support the Kickstarter, make our dreams come true, man. The other thing I want to officially talk about is Tabula Sono. And that is a thing that we may actually try out later on once it is fully launched and I have some time to play with it. It is it's a free online 3D virtual tabletop. And right now they've got a Kickstarter going through the end of February 2022. It is inspired by classic tabletop gaming where you sit with people around a table and you'd have like your whiteboard or your game mat and your dry erase marker and you draw things out as people come in. Where you actually sit down and do it. This is a way to do that virtually. It helps you keep the magic and the fun of in-person gaming, but in an online space. It looked really cool, the visuals that I've seen of it. I went and looked at the Kickstarter and I backed it because, you know, it looks cool. I like backing cool stuff.
That's a good reason.
And yeah, it seems like it's going to be a nice, simple alternative to some of the other options out there. I mean, I do use a couple of other online options. And while I love the one that I use for my home game, it is not an easy one to just jump into.
That one's pretty crunchy.
It is. Once you get everything laid out, it is beautiful. But there's a lot of back end that you have to do to make it happy. So if you get a chance, check out Tabula Sono. That's TABULASONO. Check out their Kickstarter and give it a look. And there's one more Kickstarter that I want us to talk about because I'm pretty sure that at some point, because I've backed that Kickstarter too, when I get my decks, we're going to be using it. But I'm going to let Tiana talk about it a little because she knows more than I do.
I do. She is referring to the Deck of Inspiration, which is a Kickstarter that Quest and Chaos is currently running. Basically, the idea is that the inspiration mechanic in D&D is cool, but if you want something that's a little bit more interesting than just a straight reroll, you can award your players if they do something really funny, if they do something really cool, really keep it in character, or they bring snacks to bribe the DM. You can give them an inspiration card to be redeemed at their leisure. It's stuff like giving you advantage on charisma checks for the next 10 minutes or using that same card to give you instant advantage on a charisma saving throw, depending. That used to be... that card got renamed after some incidents in yes. Yeah. We don't talk about that because I feel like someone's going to find me and kill me. But there's a whole lot of really fun things in there. There's things like Surgical Strike that turns a regular hit into a critical hit. There are things that give you the maximum damage on whatever attack you're doing, whether it's ranged spell or melee. There are things that mimic various class abilities, and we have 4 different levels, or we'll have 4 different levels. It'll be 1 through 4, 5 through 9, 10 through 14 or 15, and then the 16 to 20. So, and what we're aiming, so the Kickstarter is fully funded. We are currently aiming at the Deck of Uninspiration, which is what you play on players when it's funny, or they're annoying you, or something, that sort of thing. We're just
puns are just
random,
too much.
When the puns are just too much, or they won't freaking shut up about movie talk. Then you award them a card from the Deck of Uninspiration and something funny, but not game breaking funnily bad, but not game-breakingly bad happens. So if you want to check out that Kickstarter, it is bit.ly/QNC deck. And I can't put it in the chat because I'm not an admin. Sorry.
Yeah, that's going to be an
Yeah, I
Adam
tried
thing.
to link to Tabula Sono and I'm banned for another 2 minutes and 55
Yeah,
seconds.
we're gonna
Oh,
have
dear.
to talk to Adam about that. Make sure that we can get permission to do these things. I've done that to myself. I've got myself banned from chat trying to run my streams.
Chatbot.
Dear, dear chatbot. But also, Daddy, if you want, I can get you a prototype deck.
Ooh.
Because the decks that we're playing with right now are prototypes, and people who are playing them are playtesting them and saying, oh, it's, this is a great card, but we don't need 2 of them in the same deck. So why don't you trade that out for something else? There's currently, I believe, 55 cards in each deck.
Oh, wow.
So slightly more than the average deck of cards. And we use and abuse them on Quest and Chaos. They're a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, I will definitely be using those when we get a chance. And if you want to learn more about it, Jeremy's got a great point. They talked about it on the last episode of Dice Talk. They had Thomas on.
Thomas Cook, yes.
Yes. He was talking to them all about inspiration and the deck of inspiration. So it was really a good episode. I listened to that one. So yeah, all these Kickstarters to go check out, but they're all looking really good. So
yeah.
All right, we are going to take like 3 or 4 minutes, refill our drinks, take care of the various animals that need taken care of, and get our recording started. And then we will be back to actually start playing some D&D. So we will see you guys in just a couple minutes. There we go. Welcome back to episode 2 of Crits and Knits. Special thing for everyone to look at on the screen. We now have our full character art of all 4 characters together, and they may be in front of a giant mountain of yarn, which has me very excited. I will make sure I send you guys all the bigger image to look at, and it will be on our Twitter and our Instagram and everything so that you can see it all close up. I'm very excited about it. And that is art from the Dice Nest. Fabulous art. We will make sure to get links to that everywhere that we can. So, who wants to recap what happened last time? Oh, that was going to be DB's job, and DB's not here.
Yeah, because DB's good at taking notes. The rest of us really aren't.
Well, I edited together the previously on reel already for the podcast. So basically, all of our elderly characters showed up to the Knitting Guild in Pennycross and introduced ourselves, got started, and then, oh no, there's smoke coming from the mountain. So Erasmus decided he's going to go fight the thing that he saw through his telescope, and we don't know whether that's a rock or a dragon.
It'll be fun.
It'll be fun. And Owen certainly wasn't going to let him go by himself. And then Nelitha and Isolt decided they were going to go too. And we started making our way up the mountain and came across some trolls who turned out to be undead.
All right.
Oh, goody.
So that is where we left off. And the trolls had definitely noticed you.
Yeah.
Our good friend Erasmus here was giving it a good old try and speaking in giant to them, because he did recall that trolls do speak giant, and
Good
did
job.
notice that they were talking a little bit mumbly and not saying much besides hungry. Unfortunately, hiding behind the bush as she was, Nelitha couldn't get back up. She tried. She did her best, but her knees weren't having it.
Nope.
She clutched her necklace and called for Chayla, who appeared, distracted the trolls briefly, and disappeared with Nelitha back to town to see if she could help the poor old elf's knees get unbent.
And what did she say to call Chayla?
She reached and held that necklace and said, "I've fallen!" And Chayla appeared. So unfortunately, that leaves just the three of you to face two undead trolls.
Probably fine. Probably fine.
So I would like everyone to please roll me initiative.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Isolt, what have you got?
15.
Erasmus.
18.
And Owen.
13.
So, Erasmus, you get to go first.
No. Well, I pull out Lucky. This is my interact with object action, and I look at Lucky for a second. And say, "Oh shit, what was it? Was it Spark?" And he will attempt to cast Green Flame Blade as he moves forward towards the trolls.
I'm going to need you to roll me a D100.
Ooh, all right.
It's been a little while since Erasmus has used magic, it looks like.
It's looking like a 41.
Okay. And what effect does that spell normally have?
Oh,
Well,
no.
normally Green Flame Blade allows me to make a melee spell attack, and green fire erupts from the blade, and I'm able to hit a creature and deal extra damage, and also deal damage to an adjacent creature with just the spell damage.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Normally.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and let you roll your attack and see what happens.
All right.
This falls under I don't like that look on the DM's face.
Oh, nat 20.
Oh, no.
Oh. All right.
Natural 20 explosion. I'm going to blow everything up.
Probably.
Okay, so you've got Troll 1 and Troll 2. They're equally close to you at this point.
Well, I'm going to slap Troll 1 because he's number 1
All right.
with Lucky.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your damage for that. And what we're going to do for crits here is you take the max damage and then also roll for it. So instead of
Cool.
doubling your dice, just max plus a roll. I might need a calculator.
All right. So in total, I have dealt 26 damage. 10 of that is fire damage.
Okay. And does that include your green flame magic?
Yeah. And then and then a D6 of it will go to the other troll if it works correctly.
Go ahead and roll me a d6.
Oh no. 3 on the die.
Okay. And roll me a d4.
Oh God.
Mm. 4. Caught the woods on fire, y'all. The smoke from the mountain was me.
You are very lucky that that hit the second troll. You felt like you struggled with Lucky to get that extra bit of magic going where it needed to. It took a little bit of extra concentration. You did it.
Ooh.
But you're feeling like, until you get a little more practice, this might be a bit of a problem.
I need to take my pills.
All right, Isolt, you're up next.
Okay, I am going to draw my longsword and turn it in my hand and press my thumb against the pink gem that's set in the hilt, and whisper a word to set the blade aflame as a bonus action.
How long has it been since you've used this magic?
This I mean, it's been a while since I last used the sword. Magic and using the sword were two different questions. So it hasn't been that long since I last used magic, but it's been a while since I last used the sword.
I'm going to have you roll a 100 as well, please.
Okay. This is probably a bad thing. 94.
Okay.
Don't like that.
So go ahead and make your attack and let me know what's supposed to happen.
Oh, good. Okay. I'm going to step up to troll number 2 then. And seeing that Erasmus might have this under control, I can't tell at the moment.
Fine. Everything's fine.
Everything's great. 18 to hit.
That hits.
Okay, so ordinarily it is a D8 for the sword itself, and then 2d6 for the fire damage attached to it.
Okay. You're going to take just one of those d6 for the fire damage.
Okay. All right. So that is 17 points of damage total.
Okay. Anything else?
That's going to be it. That was my bonus action, my action, and my movement. Oh, no, that's not going to be it because I am a paladin who's 10th level. I have 2 freaking attacks.
Yeah, I didn't take my first attack. Erasmus forgot about it. He's like, ooh, took it out.
kind of like roll my shoulders a little bit like, oh yeah, I remember how this goes, and then swipe upwards again with the sword.
Okay.
That is a 23 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
And same 1d6?
Yes.
Okay. In the box. So that is 11 plus 7 is 18.
Okay. The first troll is not too pleased that it got hit with something, but it's really just a hungry being. It comes for Erasmus with... it's going to try to bite you with a 22.
That'll do it. Yeah, that'll do it.
Okay.
Hold on. Ah.
So that is 5 damage. It is then going to swipe at you with both of its claws. but I think a 10 will probably not hit you. What about 20?
20 will not hit either.
All right. So it is relatively unsuccessful. But it takes a shambling step forward, so it is right up on everyone.
You can't just roll up on me smelling like a gut wagon. You nasty.
Owen, you're up.
Alrighty. Owen's going to take his bastard longsword in both hands, extra damage, and go to the aid of his friend Erasmus and attempt to attack that particular troll.
All right.
15.
That does not hit.
Shoot. Okay, well, luckily I also get 2 actions, so let's try again.
All right.
19.
That one does hit, yes.
Hey. 13.
Okay. And how long has it been since you have lifted your sword?
Oh God. 6 months.
Okay, that's not too long. We'll let you get away with that. Okay. The second troll is looking at Assault because you're the one who has done the damage to it. It comes at you with a claw for 14. I don't think that will hit. So 12 will also not hit.
Correct.
And it will try to bite you for 17 plus 6 is 20-something. 23?
No.
Oh, right. It sort of swipes and flails in your general direction rather ineffectively. Back to the top.
That last one was uncomfortably close, though.
All right. That is good to know. Erasmus.
Just walking around here smelling like fresh cut onions. As I will just make a normal attack.
All right.
For 17.
That will just hit.
Okay. For 8 slashing damage.
Okay. And you did notice both of your compatriots were able to hit things twice.
Oh yeah, you just gotta rotate.
Follow through, my friend.
Yeah. As I, now that I don't have to concentrate on casting one whole ass spell, I'll swing again. Not that would have stopped me, just I was kind of shaken by my own incompetence. I'll swing again. Be a 19 on the die. So
That hits, definitely.
all right. For 13 slashing damage.
Okay. It doesn't look happy with you.
Well, I'm not happy with it. It's
True enough. All right, Isolt, you're up.
All right, I'm going to continue slashing at the troll that's in front of me.
All right.
After ducking behind my frankly enormous shield.
It's a good thing you've got it.
Seriously. 15 is not going to hit, I think.
It is not.
So I'm a little disoriented trying to move the shield out of my way. Again, it's been a minute since I've done the movement of the shield and the sword, and being like, oh yes, that's how this goes. 20.
That will hit.
And that'll be 17 damage.
Okay. The troll that is giving Erasmus all the trouble is going to go ahead and try the biting and clawing again. 21 to bite.
Yep, that meets.
Okay.
Look
That
here,
is-
nasty. Stop.
10 points of damage.
Ooh, I hate you.
And it's going to try slashing at you. It's going to be a 22 and a 1. So the first one's going to hit for 6 plus 4, 10 damage again. And that second one, it looks almost like, you know how if you hit your hand against the table just wrong, you bend your fingernail back, and it sends that pain all the way up your arm? It looks like that might have happened to him. He sort of stops and clenches his one fist and glowers at you a little bit more.
That's what you get.
Oh, and you're up.
I'm gonna hit it again.
All right, hit it again.
Whoops. 24.
That definitely hits.
10
Okay.
damage.
All right. Are you hitting it a second time or just?
One more again.
All right.
One bogey.
16.
Double whammy.
That one does not hit.
So Owen goes in, makes contact, and misremembering the weight of this sword, kind of tips backward a little bit and staggers on the second swing.
That second troll is looking at Assault again, not quite understanding why it couldn't bite her. She looks tasty. That would be 18, which is not going to hit. 13 is also not going to hit. 22. Nope, not going to hit. You've got a very angry and confused troll just shouting at you. You don't understand it.
Nah.
Erasmus, you do. And it seems to just be saying, why? Why?
Sounds like me getting out of bed in the morning.
Yeah, it's just like when them damn were rats are trying to chew on me.
Speaking of Erasmus, you are up again.
Oh man, these trolls are just something else, aren't they? It's ugh. Erasmus is feeling bold.
Uh-oh. Okay.
He's hit twice. He's feeling good. Why not? And what he'll do is he will swing his sword in a circle. Try and remember how to draw the circle for rhymes binding ice, so I can make a cone of ice to hit them.
Okay.
Let's see here, just like they showed me. All right, just bring it around, bring the circle around, bring it up. Yes, that's right. That seems right. You tell me what you need from me.
I need you to roll me 100 again, please.
All right. Uh, 99.
Oh.
Okay.
My Delta Green and Call of Cthulhu brain just started screaming.
So, yeah. So what is this spell supposed to do?
Okay, so Rhymes Binding Ice. A burst of cold energy emanates from you in a 30-foot cone. Each creature in that area must make a Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, a creature takes 3d8 cold damage and is hindered by ice formations for 1 minute, or until another creature within reach of it uses this action to break the ice away. A creature hindered by ice has its speed reduced to 0 on a successful save. A creature takes half as much damage and isn't hindered by ice.
Okay. So, unfortunately, your friends are also right up in there.
I was just trying to just direct the cone. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna need everyone to make a con save.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, we're gonna with a 99. Yeah.
If anyone is
Ooh, 20. Natural 20 for 21 total.
also, if anyone is within 10 feet of me, you get an additional 4 to your saving throw.
Handy.
Paladins.
Let's see here. That's a really bad roll. I'm going to use Lucky's once per day reroll function
Excellent. Excellent.
that Rasmus isn't really aware of necessarily. It's just how he gets by in life. He's just
He's
That
just
works.
lucky.
That will be a 22, which is better than my own save. So
And what was the save for that? 15, you said?
16 is the save.
16 save. Okay. So one of the trolls made it. The first one that you've been beating on made it. The one that Isolf has been trying to beat down did not make it. And the rest of you all made it, right?
Dirty 20.
Yeah. Okay. So go ahead and roll the damage and let me know who gets what.
All right. So it's looking like here that it'll be 20 cold damage, and half that if you save.
Okay.
It's anti-clockwise, you pillock.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. Ooh, that does feel bad.
I believe they call that Windershins.
It's just a little cold, Owen. It ain't hurt nobody. But
Tell that to my niece.
Oh,
just take the pills.
well, it's a good thing Nelitha got to get out of there with her bad knees.
Uh-huh.
Anything else for you, Erasmus?
No.
All right. Isolf, you're up.
Cool. I am not feeling quite that brave today, so I'm just gonna continue. Once I've shaken off some of the ice off of my blade, look at it. Yeah, you're fine, and go in for the slash on this troll in front of me. 30 to hit.
That will definitely hit.
Am I feeling spicy? I'm feeling spicy. I'm going to add a smite to this.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh.
Now, out of curiosity, it has not been that long since I last accessed my goddess's power. Is there anything that I need to do for that?
No, I think that sort of a connection is going to be different than trying to use magic or wield a sword.
Sure, that's fair. All right, then. Have to find where the fucking... There it is. Oh, this is an undead.
It is.
I get an extra D8 for smites against undead.
Excellent. Well, for
So that's-
you.
Well, yes. So that's 4D8 plus 1D6.
Ooh. I love the sound of that.
I really do too. All right, so that is 10, 22, 29 points of damage.
Okay. This particular troll is looking pretty darn rough.
Cool. I'm going to reverse the slash and come back up on it.
All right.
17.
Yes, that just hits.
Seeing how effective that smite was, I'm just going to do it again to see if I can get this thing off of me. So,
all right.
One more smite. 27.
Yeah, it does not save. And it falls. You have cleaved its arm clean off, and you actually managed to go quite a good ways through the center of it, and the top sort of tilts unpleasantly before it collapses into a heap at your feet. But you have
Excellent.
removed one troll from the equation.
Fantastic. I'm going to turn to back up Erasmus, and that is the end of my turn.
Okay. That other troll is not so pleased that his buddy is gone. He's not pleased that he's been cold. He's just generally not pleased. But Erasmus is still right there in front of him, so that's where he's going to turn his attention. So that is 17 to try to bite.
Nope.
Okay. That is a nat 20 with the claw.
Ooh.
Well,
That is
Ow.
12, 17, 22, 26 points of damage.
Don't like that.
And it will then turn around with its second claw. And 8 will not hit. But it just sort of shouts at you, "Hungry!" And you feel the nasty undead breath just wash over you. That rotting onion scent just filling the air around you.
Ugh.
Owen, you're up.
I'm gonna hit it.
All right.
Natural 1.
You are not going to hit it.
I'm gonna hit it. What is my punishment?
You were trying to hit it with your sword?
Yes.
I don't want to damage your sword, but I'll actually just have you make your next attack at disadvantage because it has thrown you way off balance.
Okay. Another natural 1.
You do drop the sword,
Ah,
and it goes skittering a few feet away. You're going to have to walk away to pick it up before you can do anything with it.
gods above.
He's such a cranky old man.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Okay, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Erasmus,
fine.
you're up.
ooh, ooh, getting a little tired here. I gotta keep chopping. As I will just swing my sword, regular instead of extra crispy.
All right. Yep.
That's a natural 1 for me. What is happening?
I don't know.
Oh.
Is Danny like giving like her role power to like all of us?
And only if you're using an online dice roller. Those are the ones that hate me.
All right, that's a natural 1. So guess I'll
We're
What
gonna
happens?
do the same thing. It's still early days. You're just thrown off balance, so you can make another attack with disadvantage.
All right. That'll be a 17 on the next attack.
That just hits.
All right. Whew. Uh, 13 slashing damage.
Okay. Isolt, you're up.
Okay. Seeing that Erasmus and Owen seem to need a little bit of help, I'm gonna come in and help with the slashy slash, smacky smack. Hopefully. Yeah, that's a 27 to hit.
Yep, that definitely hits.
I'm gonna keep it plain, not crispy at the moment, besides what my sword naturally does.
All right.
In the box. That is 13 points of damage.
Okay.
I had to math.
Math is hard.
It is. And then I'm going to take another swipe at it.
Okay.
Dirty 20.
That will hit.
Damage is not great. 11 points of damage.
Okay. Anything else?
That's going to be everything.
This time, the troll's going to turn a little bit. And Owen has caught his attention because Owen has stepped away and currently doesn't have a sword in his hand.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to try biting. 17 plus 23.
Oh, yeah.
All right. And he manages to lean forward and get a nice mouthful of your back for 6 points of damage. And he is going to try clawing at you for 16. Will that hit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Beats.
So 4, 7, 11 points of slashing damage.
Jeepers creepers.
And with his second claw, that will be 23.
Yep.
So 3, 5, 9 points of damage.
Okay.
But it is your turn now, Owen.
It is. I'm going to use my movement to go and pick up my sword, and please don't let me leave its range.
No, you're fine.
Okay. I pick up my sword and then use my one remaining action. Gods damn you to the deepest pits of hell! 24.
That hits, yes.
The gods have heard you.
9.
Okay. It is looking rough. But I'd like everyone to make me a perception check.
22.
Okay.
19.
Okay.
21.
All right, so Isolt and Owen, you both have noticed that it's taking a lot more work than you'd expected to get these guys looking bad. They seem to be recovering a little bit in between hits.
With that perception, the one that I hit previously with a smite, which is the holy energy, did it seem to regenerate after that?
It did, yes.
Okay.
Erasmus, you're up. You've just watched this troll slash and bite poor Owen.
Yeah, Erasmus is fairly upset.
So was Owen.
Yeah, I mean, Owen should be. Erasmus, he gets mad. He looks at Owen. Getting like slashed and bit, and he starts flexing his fingers again, and he will attempt to cast Enlarge
Okay.
on himself. Just
Oh, okay. I was like, on whom?
no.
Go ahead and roll me a D100 again.
Do. 19.
Okay.
Well,
My
You
turn.
managed to cast Enlarge on yourself.
yeah, it's Erasmus goes like, what the hell you think you're doing?
Okay.
And then on he'll take his extra attack and just since he's cast spell, just
All right.
bam.
Roll me an attack.
19.
That hits.
Uh, 18 slashing damage.
Okay. All right. The troll goes down.
Hey.
Yay! I was not sure what to make of that smile.
It was me being pleased that you defeated the troll.
Yay!
I like when my players beat things. It's cool. So you have 2 undead and now fully dead trolls and a couple of troll pieces laying at your feet.
Oh, you all right? Owen.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I'm counting.
The hazards of knitting while playing.
Quite.
We've all been there.
Yeah, I'll be all right. Oh,
Erasmus?
do I have any
Erasmus?
teeth in my back?
Does he? I'm super curious now.
You know, go ahead and roll me a d4. If it's anything other
Between
than
1
a
and 4
4.
teeth.
If it's anything other than a 4, no.
It is a 4.
Then yes, you have a troll tooth stuck in your back.
Raz, get it out.
That's I. Over. Just.
Ugh.
Oh, it's stinky.
Erasmus, you're not looking so good yourself. Hi, how you doing?
I've been better.
Yeah?
I've been better. Let me just sit on this rock.
Sure. Why don't you sit on that rock for a moment, and I'll actually like reach out, she's turn off the flame, sheathe my sword. Order of operations is important there.
Yes, very much so.
And then reach out a hand to help guide him over to sit on a rock.
Yeah, just gonna take a seat here.
And when he takes my hand, I will squeeze gently and do lay on hands to pass 30 points of healing to him.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
Okay. Well, you successfully made it past your first encounter without dying. And with only a few magical mishaps. A few. That's fine.
Yeah. Everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
Everything is awesome. How is Owen looking, in all seriousness?
On a scale of 1 to 74, he's about a 38.
Honey!
I mean, I was a 23, so
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah, high AC.
Yep. Yeah, nothing could hit you.
That's what you get when you let me have both plate and a tower shield. I asked.
Yeah.
I asked if there's anything that in there that you wouldn't let me have. So
Nope.
Oh, I limited myself.
I didn't. I was a kid in a candy shop.
Oh, my things are fun. They just didn't bump my AC.
For those of you watching, the way we decided to do it is because these characters are retired adventurers. They have lived their lives playing in the lovely adventuring game, and they've had many years to acquire things. I gave them pretty much free reign on any equipment they wanted as long as they gave me a good backstory to go with it. So,
And today I wrote a 1,000-word thing telling Danny exactly why Isolde has all the things that she has.
yeah. So if you're wondering why they have such big, powerful things, it's because they're level 10 adventurers who are in their 60s and who just have a lifetime of collecting stuff. So as you are sitting around trying to recover a little bit, um, if you'd like to, you can take a look around the area, see what these trolls were up to if you want.
I want to see where our elf friend disappeared to. I don't know if we heard her do the I've fallen thing, or do we just know?
Yes, you were able to see Shayla as she
Okay.
popped in. She did actually catch the troll's attention for a moment. So
Oh, that's right.
you were able to notice that a very tired looking elf showed up, looked down, didn't even bother trying to actually help Milita up. Just reached, put an arm around her, and disappeared. And you're quite sure that they reappeared in that same position and spent a good few minutes getting poor Nelith's knees straightened back out.
I will take a moment to pass my last 20 points of healing over to Owen from Healing Hands. So
Thank you.
you're welcome.
That was 20.
Yes, 20.
Okay.
Oh shit! How we do this shit all day?
We were in practice back then. I don't know.
Oh man.
There was a lot more gold involved. That's pretty decent motivation most of the time.
Well, and being 40 years younger doesn't hurt.
All right, so I'll bet you I'll bet you 100 gold. It's a rock.
Um,
I know better than to bet with you.
all right, fine. I'll bet you 100 gold it's a dragon.
All right. Got that motivation.
There we go. There's
All
some
right.
motivation right there. I'm going to take a look around.
Okay, go ahead and roll me an investigation.
15. Wow.
Okay. So it looks like a campsite of a sort. The area is sort of cleared out and tamped down. You can see where the trolls came in. You don't think that they're the ones that set this up because, quite frankly, undead things don't usually have like a fire pit and comfy logs to sit on around the fire pit. But it looks like this is a place that had been used in the past by someone to camp. The trees around it are nice and tall. They serve as a very good windbreak. You get a nice view of the sky overhead, but not too much of the sky. You can still see the smoke vaguely coming from near the top of the mountain. It looks like it's just kind of a nice little place to relax. You're not sure who set it up. Maybe some of the relatively younger folks from the village come up here and camp. You're not really sure.
The Boy Scout camp.
Maybe the grandkids come by. Gotta get them away from town because no one's gonna put up with the kids on their lawns.
Nope.
As you're like investigating, like they didn't get anybody, did they? Whew.
Oh, I'm not. Well, am I seeing? I'm not going to answer that before I ask.
Yeah.
Do I see any bodies?
You don't see any signs of any bodies. As best you can tell, they were on their way towards town.
It looks like we caught them in time before they made it down to the town. There's no evidence that I can see that they've gotten anyone, and yeah, they were looking pretty hungry. Got a chunk of you, Owen.
That's the problem with undead. They always hungry. Whew.
Erasmus, did you keep that tooth?
I mean, I'm still big. I ain't got nothing else better to do if it's just right here.
Toss it hand to hand.
All right,
It's like-
all right. Just wondering if you still have the tooth. It's fine.
He still got some of the, the kid in him. Gotta keep trophies.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Okay.
Salt, did you notice that they were regaining some strength as we fought them
I
as
did.
well?
I did, and it did not seem to. It seemed to continue even after being hit with a divine power, which that's worrisome.
Yes, definitely unnatural, even more so than just being undead.
Quite. So, is this the Necromancer War Part 3?
Oh gods.
Oh man, the necromancers what? Somebody read the necromancer's like journal?
The apprentice's intern?
Ah,
Necromancer's War Part 3. Electric Boogaloo.
that don't even sound good. You know the third part in the trilogy's always the one that falls off. Something stupid's gonna happen.
Sometimes
Unnecessary
sometimes
love interests
Oh,
for side
yeah.
characters.
Gotta tie up all them loose ends or some shit. Well,
Well, I mean, I ain't feeling loose, so they can't tie me up.
well. At least we seem to be going in the direction of something interesting going on.
Yeah, it's just like old times. Going exactly towards danger.
The young cleric I was helping train once upon a time, she had a saying: "Is if there's things to kill, you're going in the right direction."
That is true. That is too true.
Mm. She was a smart kid for all that she was a little bubble-headed.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever happened to her? Why are you? Did she outgrow your tutelage?
Yes, I came to being a paladin fairly late in life, and came to being a paladin to guide her. We worship the same goddess, and she was 20 if she was a day, and love her dearly. That kid, though, she had a lot of learning to do, so the goddess put me in her way, and when I felt like she was ready, I said, go forth, be an adult cleric elsewhere.
Yeah, I know a lot of kids around the Thorpe I grew up in, and they ain't have nothing to inherit or nothing to families they had to pass down, so they went to the church. I was my family's only child.
Mm.
Me, a little chicken farm, ma and pa. Feels like forever ago.
It sounds peaceful.
Yeah, it was peaceful enough until another war. Nothing necromantic. Just a land dispute. I mean, we had nothing to do with all that. Two nobles fighting over who owns what scrap of dirt here and there.
Mm-hmm.
Battlefield got real close to our little Thorpe, and that's where I found Lucky, lying in the dirt, next to a couple corpses. Yeah. Oof. That's I went back a couple times, but just couldn't rest my bones back home. And after I got a taste of being out in the world.
Yeah, you can never really go home after that, can you?
I sent money home. I made sure my family was all right. I mean, I made more goofing around in a cave than some people see in their whole life.
Mm-hmm. I mean, look at us. I'm just casually betting 100 gold in each direction for something that is true or not up there.
You know, a shovel costs a whole gold piece.
Yeah.
Whole damn gold piece to get a shovel. It's a good shovel though. It's a right fine shovel. It's well made, and you keep the handle up. It lasts you. Pass that down someone if you got someone to like that. Damn.
Damn.
Yeah.
So it didn't take you all that long to dispatch the trolls, although it feels like it took a much longer time than it really did. It was an unpleasant reintroduction to the life of battle for some of you. For some of you, it was less painful than others. You are currently without your rogue. You do have the option of continuing on because you do all each have your necklaces, which will make it a little bit easier for Shayla to figure out where you are and get Nelitha back to, if not directly with you, then close by. It is probably a little past midday now. You have not made great progress up the mountain, but you're climbing a mountain. You're all in your late 60s, early to late 60s, and you're climbing a mountain. So it's your call whether you want to continue up or if you want to just call it for now. I'm not going to force you to continue marching up a mountain if you don't want to. I'm not going to force you to make camp in this nice little campsite that you found.
What time of day is it?
It's a little bit into the afternoon, like 2 o'clock-ish sort of time. I don't know if any of you take afternoon naps. Maybe you're friends with Adam.
Adam's more of a late morning napper.
That's true. He's a morning napper.
Well, I guess it depends on how we intend to proceed. If we're trying to be a little bit quieter and figure out what's going on, and Assault looks down at her plate armor. I am not the quietest person in the world.
I think maybe we take a quick breather away from now the show back up. It was just her knees a day.
I'm sure she'll be back any moment.
Yeah.
At least a short rest.
Yeah,
We can absolutely do that if you'd like.
Yeah, let's do a short rest.
Yes, you can all take the advantages of a short rest.
I'll just slap some liniment on her legs, and she'll be good to go.
And actually,
dice here.
I would like you all to make survival checks for me, please.
Ooh, 21.
Okay.
Nine.
All right.
Uh, 15.
Okay. So Erasmus and Isolde, you were sort of paying attention to how long it was taking you, how far you've gotten up the mountain, how much more mountain there is. And you're quite certain at this point that it's going to take at least a couple of days to get up to the source of that smoke.
Mm.
This is not a particularly fast trek that you're able to make. The mountains are big, so it's not surprising.
I knew I should have bought that carpet. Damn, that was 20 years ago.
Good carpet will last you a good while.
I could be skating up that mountain on that carpet. Damn.
Oh, that kind of carpet.
I said, nah, I don't need a carpet. Nothing's wrong with my legs. Why would I need a carpet for?
Oh, 30 odd years ago, I'm sure that was true. Wow. And Isolde will set her shield down, lean it against a rock next to her, and carefully sit down.
All right.
Everything's creaking and groaning. And then there's the armor that's also creaking and groaning.
Exactly.
Erasmus actually pulls out a tin. It's full of it violently smells of camphor when he opens it.
All right.
And just he's rubbing down his legs like, ooh, 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 ooh. You want some, Owen?
Yeah, might as well. And Owen kind of puts some on his shoulders from swinging that heavy sword.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think that is where we're going to stop for today, with you all hanging out at the little campsite, taking a short rest. When we return,
Fantasy Bengay.
Yes, Fantasy Bengay. When we come back in 2 weeks, we will hopefully have Nalitha rejoin the group, and you can all decide from there whether you're going to take a longer rest or continue on up the mountain. So I think we'll go ahead and just let everyone do our usual who you are, what you're doing, hype anything you want to hype, and we will start with Erasmus.
Hey, everybody. I'm Ernest, also known as Hollow Invective. You can find me here on the Majestic Goose Network, doing crits and nits, or on Doom Clock, which we are wrapping things up pretty soon. So past that, I guess I'll be free to do other things either on the network or elsewhere. Also, NBA is back.
Yes.
Mojo's Bloodsport Arena is back on February 28th. Yes. Seems right.
Next Monday?
Next
This
Monday.
coming one, but the one after.
Yes, the Monday after. So feel free to check that out. And that's it for me. Who's up?
All right. Let's go with Owen.
I'm E. You can find me on the Twitter at Haulaway, HAUL_AWAY, where I just kind of tweet about generic things. It's been a lot of Star Wars lately.
Okay.
That's about it. I don't have a very large internet presence yet.
That's okay. On the other hand, we have Isolde.
And then there's me.
All right, everybody. Take a
Deep
nap.
breath. Here we go. Hi, I'm Tiana. I am found on the twits as Vanna1895. I'm most commonly found over on Quest and Chaos, which is twitch.tv/Quest and Chaos, where I'm currently playing on Mondays. I've handed the reins over to other GMs for one-shot stuff. We played Paranoia on Monday, which was great. I was expecting a lot more backstabbing, a lot less almost spit takes. But yeah, it was pretty close a couple times. Mondays we play at 7 p.m. Pacific. Up next week, we're going to be playing a one-page TTRPG that our own Lady Bedivere wrote. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. Tuesdays I play with D&D at 7 p.m. with the Chaos Agents. where I play Isa Sangiovese, a divine soul sorcerer who's trying to keep her magic a secret. Starting on the 26th, we're going to be back with Call of Cthulhu at 6 p.m. Pacific time. We're going to be starting Children of Fear, which I'm very excited about. I'll be playing an academic named Gwendolyn Watson. And yes, I did indeed name her so that I could be a Dr. Watson because I'm basic.
Nothing wrong with that.
Not a bit.
Sorry, you mispronounced awesome.
Hey. Here on the network, I am Misty Charlotte. I am Misty Charlotte Palladino over on Roll for Weird, and of course here I am Isolde Argry on Crits and Knits. And if Adam isn't a coward, he'll have me back for MBA to show him what other classes and subclasses are broken.
That should be fun.
Everything out of the new book. Everything.
Which one? Fizzbands or Strixhaven?
Fizzbands. Everything out of Fizzbands.
Fizzbands is great. I love it, and I really want to try some of the stuff. I showed him the Meaning of Fear with an Aarakocra swashbuckling rogue.
Ooh.
Oops.
Ooh. Excellent. I like it.
I am also editor, producer, and one of the actors on the Redacted Reports, which is a Delta Green actual play podcast. A new episode dropped earlier today. We're currently working our way through. We're currently working our way through an arc that our own handler Dan Vashkevich has written called In Time and Space. We're currently working through the investigation portion of the arc. Things are about to pick up. It's about to get interesting.
I'm very excited to see that.
Yeah, I think that's all my stuff. I'm working on an audiobook. We'll see if that ever comes out.
All right. And I am Danny. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram as Danielle Lanois. You can find me hanging out doing all sorts of stuff here on the network. I am here on Crits and Knits. I am half of the Disaster Creatives. I think that's the best way to describe us on That's Pretty Crafty. Look, I still have a Band-Aid because holy crap, that burn from this week.
Honey.
Oh, it was bad. Apparently, I looked like I controlled myself real well on stream, which is great. But we're a disaster creative team. It's fine. It's fine.
You did not immediately go into just like the worst swear words possible.
No, I sort of dropped into like that super calm, which is maybe a little scarier.
That is scarier.
Yeah, that was fun. I'm also hanging out on Doom Clock, where I play Gwyn. I am Whiskey on Eclipse, and I am Layseth on Roll for Weird. Is that everything? I think that might be everything. And we are playing Roll for Weird on Friday, which is super exciting. So join us then. And don't forget all these Kickstarters. So we've got the Deck of Inspiration through Quests and Chaos. Check that out, and expect to see it being used here because I love it. It's going to be great. Tabula Sono, the system that lets you show off all of your words are hard, your virtual tabletop, so you can see in 3D all the things that you used to be able to just draw on the map in front of you. And Goosecon, come check us out at Goosecon. It's super exciting, the thought that we're going to be able to actually get together. Right now, it's looking like just about all of the cast is going to be able to make it. So if you want to meet any of us, come to
all
Goosecon.
of us.
Or all of us. I mean, I don't know why you would want to meet all of us. We're all pretty cool. At least, the ones that I've met so far in person and played with. I'm trying to think if there's anyone that I haven't met in person or played with. I don't think so.
I don't know if Barry's going to be there, but Barry's one that I haven't met yet.
Oh,
because
yeah.
I played a one shot with the OSO crew, but Barry's not part of that.
Okay, yeah, he might be the one that I haven't met. Yeah,
Johnny and I have a lot of fun trading barbs.
Johnny has fun trading barbs with everyone.
Yeah,
I think everyone needs to meet Johnny in person.
Johnny, he's lovely.
We're all fun people, and I'm really looking forward to that. So when you get a chance, check it out. And again, I think Adam has dropped the link is in the chat. So check that out. You can get your passes ahead of time. We are doing a discounted rate if you get them through the Kickstarter. But if the Kickstarter succeeds, which it looks like it's on track to, knock on wood, I'm very excited about that thought. You will still be able to get badges for a single day or the weekend, even once the Kickstarter is over. So I think that's everything. Thank you all for joining us. I hope you enjoyed hanging out with us. I hope you enjoyed the undead trolls and all the chaos that they caused. And we will see you back here in 2 weeks. Good night.
Good night.
Bye.